All right, just checking in. It's Saturday the 3rd, I believe, and got up at about 6:30. Decided to come for a run this morning. So here we are. We're on Town Lake in Austin, and yeah. In reference to like motivation, I think that something to keep in mind is motivation comes in other forms, like supplements. Like this is not flight, but I have flight. Music. I was getting myself geared up mentally to be able to do this run, and that's because this is the first run of the year that I haven't ran this year. So yeah, it's not all bad. It's going to get me into a rhythm, and then once I get into a rhythm, I'll be more consistent. So just wanted to share that with y'all, and also wanted to share how I'm feeling before the run, and I'll be sure to share how I'm feeling afterwards. So thanks for watching. What's going on, y'all? John Harris here, and first off, thanks so much for checking out this channel. I'm John Harris, and today I just wanted to come at y'all and talk to you about motivation and how motivation, when used properly, can actually help you and not hurt you. So please stick around and watch the rest of this video, because in this video I'm going to share with you how I've been able to use motivation to not only help myself, but in times help other people whenever it comes to just staying fit or getting fit, getting in shape, stuff like that. So yeah, thanks. All right, so first and foremost, this is really coming about it from the perspective as beginners. If you're someone who's a seasoned veteran athlete that's consistently working out right now, you're probably not needing to watch this video. I'll just put it like this. But one thing that I hear a lot about on social media and I see online and hear from people is how like motivation is so bad, and how you need to have habits and you need to have discipline and you need to be consistent and all that stuff. And I agree first and foremost 100% with all of that. But something that I think gets overlooked is a lot of times whenever someone is going through like the initial phases, the first couple months maybe of getting started on their fitness journey, it's tough, it's hard. And that's also maybe whenever you are struggling to build discipline or consistency. So that's why I wanted to share some tidbits of what I've learned over 20 plus years, 23 years of working out. All right, so the myth that I think that I commonly see is just that motivation is bad. And I would disagree. I don't think that motivation is bad. And in fact, I think that if you're saying that, it's kind of silly and that you're denying a basic step in the human process of building a habit. And I say that because first off, we all use motivation in different forms. We use motivation to like get up in the morning. It could be money, it could be, relationships, it could be, I don't know, a whole list of things. But people are motivated by stuff every day. You're motivated to maybe get to work or get off work. Like it's just it's a part of reality. Motivation, in my opinion, can come in the form of coffee or supplements or like how you look. Like there's a lot of things that can be considered motivation, in my opinion. Motivation is actually a key ingredient that you need in this process of becoming disciplined or becoming consistent or becoming fit or building a new habit. And I say that because a little bit about my story is that I was 12 years old whenever I started working out, but I was in a military family, and I got in trouble a lot. And instead of I got grounded and spankings and stuff, but I also had to do workouts. Basically, I had to do PT stuff. And what I realized growing up is that I hated working out, just like a lot of people that I've worked with, a lot of clients, people that I hear that struggle, that they're like, yeah, I'm just not a morning person, or yeah, I just can't stay consistent. And I think back to my upbringing, and I'm like, yeah, that's how I was too whenever I was at that age. I just had the benefit of having parents that were also like my personal trainers and my coaches. And I kept getting in trouble, so somehow I just couldn't figure it out. And so I just kept working out. And eventually that pulled me through like the phase that everybody hates, that it kind of sucks. You don't see any results. You don't really want to do it. And all you know is that you're not happy with where you're at. And you have tried and tried and tried and failed and failed and failed. And you still don't look like how you want to look. And maybe you're just not even as healthy as you want to be. So, yeah, I just remember being kind of pulled through that and finally getting to a point to where I wanted to work out on my own. Now, I say all of that because I still had to learn how to use motivation to work out. And an example is growing up, I would use like making time on the roster for a sports team, my motivation to go for an extra run. Maybe it would be like some girl would maybe notice me at school, or I would get like, I was motivated to obviously pass my classes. So there's just a lot of ways that I would still use stuff like that to fuel my runs or fuel push-ups or squats or sit-ups, because I would kind of recycle that energy and that focus. So what I would encourage you to do, wherever you're at and whatever age you are, but if you're trying to establish consistency in your health routine and you're trying to, but you failed in the past, here's what actually works. What actually works for building consistency is having effort plus consistency plus rewards, and you times that by learning or multiply that by learning. And that's what's ultimately going to equal change. But if you're thinking about this recipe for success, I would say that motivation kind of plugs into the reward section. And that's part of a formula that has been proven to actually help in other aspects. No, that's just, I don't know if it's been proven, but it's just a really cool looking formula. And I can tell you from experience that you need some fucking motivation. So whether it's you're way too out of shape, or you just don't like look how you want to, or you're not like where you're at on the athletic team, or maybe you just were like me at one point, you were injured and now you're just trying to prove to yourself that you can bounce back. I'm here to tell you that you can use that for fuel for your workouts, and that is okay. And that can help you get to the point of being consistent for days, weeks, months, and before you know it, years. And before you know it, whatever that motivation was, whether it was external or internal, is now definitely internal, and you've gotten to the point of being consistent.
All right, just got back from our run. The Strava app didn't have any notifications on to tell me my pace or my distance, so we'll see. I'll share that here in a minute on my times. But hard run today. Really got myself outside of my comfort zone. First run of the year. Really proud of myself. Had one runner pass me. There was a female, a young woman, and proud of myself because I haven't ran in a while. So to only have one athlete pass me feels good. So anyways, let this be your sign. Get outside of your comfort zone, baby. Let's get after it.